guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be some of my top ideas or tips that you probably either haven't heard or maybe have heard in a different way that I think could help you kickstart the new year. So if you want to hear what I have to say, then just keep watching. Okay, so I have some notes jotted down here and we're just going to go one by one. And the first thing I want to just say is that it's not always easy to start any kind of diet plan or weight loss plan. I hate to say diet, weight loss journey, whatever. And a lot of us chose the new year to really get that fresh start because in my mind, 2020 was a struggle. I had COVID. I have had family members pass away from COVID. I've had family members pass away from heart attack, from pneumonia. I lost 4 family members in 2020. And while I tried to stay focused as best as I could, which I really think I did a good job under the circumstances, I did bounce around a lot. I struggled at times, and using 2021 as that door to walk through, that fresh start for me, has really been something that I'm using as a tool, a crutch, whatever. I keep, like last night, I kept like wanting to pick at something extra. It was cheese. And I'm like, I'm not doing it because 2021, since it started, I've been gung-ho on plan. So I feel like that's just used as like a kickstart for me. So if you have to use a date, a time, or what have you to just get yourself refocused, then don't be afraid to do so. So some of the tips that I want to give you are as follows. The first tip I would have to say, and of course this is going to be for those of us on Optavia or thinking about Optavia, one of the things I would say that you probably hear a lot about weight loss is variety is the key. Now, here's where I'm going to put my 2 cents in. Variety is key, but think about this. Have you ever walked into a buffet? They have a ton of stuff. Variety. That can be trigger central. On Optavia, yes, we have variety, but everything is interchangeable and everything is very close to the macros of another thing. And most of us have our favorites that we kind of gravitate toward. We're not having a ginormous variety as if you were on just regular counting calories diet or Weight Watchers, something like that. We are limited to what we can pick. And I feel like having that limitation to a certain extent helps. I feel like when I have gone off plan, when I am struggling, when I'm having to figure out meals for myself, when I'm not at my goal weight, I have a tendency to eat too many things. I prefer structure, strict, regimented, limited choices. That's how I work best. And I know from my group on Facebook that a lot of you are the same way. So that would be my first tip. Recognize that variety isn't always the best option. Weight loss tip number 2. This is, and I laugh at this because, okay, you guys know I'm 51 years old. Maybe you don't know that. And I am going through my female changes. And with that comes sometimes I get hot or I get warm and I have a tendency to keep the thermostat low, especially at night. And poor Jesse, he is like freezing at night under 20,000 blankets. And I'm laying there like, oh my God. But it actually serves a purpose other than that. If you're not going through menopause, if you're a guy and you're on Optavia, keep your thermostat low. And I'm going to tell you why. When the air around you is cooler, our body has to raise its temperature, raise the metabolism to keep warm. Yes, we could throw on a coat or a jacket or a sweatshirt, whatever. But when the thermostat is low and you are slightly on the cool side, you are burning that metabolism more so than you would be if you were hot. So one of the tips I have is Drink cold beverages. Obviously, the warm ones are so nice and soothing, especially in the wintertime, but put ice in your drinks. Drink a couple of shakes a day, even though if you're in a climate that's cold, like here in New Jersey, it's freezing, and sometimes you don't want to have those frozen shakes. But when you can lower your body temperature to the point where we have to thermogenically bring it back up, you will burn more calories. Another tip that I have for you is to downsize your dinnerware across the board. When you make your lean and green at night, use the smaller plate. When you make your lean and green at night, use a bowl. Don't use the giant dinner plates, because when you look at that plate, that big giant plate, and you have a smaller portion, you're literally going to psychologically say, that's all I get? That sucks. I want more. If you put it in a smaller plate, it looks like you're having more, even though it's the same size. Another tip in regards to the dinnerware is the size of the spoon. Guys, you're gonna laugh. I use a teaspoon or a small spoon for all my fuelings. If I have pudding, if I have the brownie, if I have anything that I need to eat, even the soup, the oatmeal, whatever, use a teaspoon, or even find like those cocktail spoons. Especially now at this time of year, you can find them all over on clearance. Smaller spoons means smaller bites, which means your fueling will last longer. How cool is that? Okay, another weight loss tip, Optavia tip, whatever. This is a pivotal one, guys. Go out and either purchase or look through your closet, because I know we all have that pair of jeans hanging in the back of the closet. It could be a dress, could be a skirt, whatever. Something that doesn't fit. That used to fit, but doesn't anymore. Way too tight. Can't get it up past your rear end. Put those on once a week. Once a week, and you'll be able to gauge your progress. We all get fixated on that scale. I know we do. I weigh myself every morning, and I've learned not to really let it bug me. I know I have water water fluctuation. We all do. We have, all kinds of things going on. And the scale sometimes really can play with you, because it doesn't necessarily reflect all of the hard work that you're doing. But the pair of jeans, you will know when those jeans or pants or whatever start to fit you better. You can pull them up slowly, and one day you'll button them, and one day you'll zip them, and one day they'll be too loose. That is so motivating, so motivating. Right now, I have one pair of pinstripe work pants that I bought when I hit goal. Okay, I could get into them, but I cannot zip them up. I can button them, but there's that gape. I can't zip them. Clearly, I have a little pooch. Trying to get rid of it. Not a big deal. But every freaking day, I'm like psychopath. Every day I put those pants on and I try to zip them up. It's obviously a work in progress. But if I stay focused and do what I'm supposed to do, eventually I'll be able to zip them back up. It's such a great motivating factor. Again, the Facebook group that I have, Keeping It Optavia with Felicia Nurse, it's on Facebook. I see pictures of you guys posting, look, I fit into this. Oh my God, I can't believe I fit into this. Some people use their wedding rings. Some people use an item of clothing. Believe it or not, I've seen people's shoe sizes change. What? Okay, so that would be such a great tip that I hope you guys put into your arsenal. Hey guys, and another tip that I have, I noticed that when I end my day, my last fueling, with something voluminous, like a shake, right? I add 1 cup of unsweetened almond milk. I use about a half a cup of water, a ton of ice. Sometimes I throw in some PB2 and the fueling. That is a large quantity going into your stomach at night, your last fueling. That will keep you satisfied longer so that you don't get those nighttime munchies than, let's just say, a little bar, something small. The brownie, even though that's great and it's one of my favorites, it doesn't fill me up like that big shake does. So ending your day with a large voluminous fueling and starting the day with a shake, with a big fueling I don't know. I find that there's such a difference. That will help you, especially at night. Sometimes at night, it's like most of us have issues with that. You're watching maybe Netflix and, maybe your spouse or kids, somebody's munching on something, or you're thinking of something in the kitchen that's like calling your name. Hello, Lori, come and get me. If you use that big voluminous fueling, even ending your day with the lean and green rather than having it before the last one, you're getting volume and your body takes longer to break that down. It stretches out your stomach more than the little brownie or the cookie or whatever. And your brain senses like, whoa, I'm full. Try it. I'm telling you, it's such a great tip. I've started to incorporate that. Even the hot chocolate, guys, it says to use like, I think a half a cup of water. I've been using more than a half a cup, like a full cup of water to the chocolate, hot chocolate. And I bought myself one of those frothers and it came. I make it nice and like aerated. That's filling also for either the first or last fueling. It's such a great one. Try to think outside the box. Keep your fuelings in your car with you, in your glove box, in your work bag, in your pocketbook, in your lab coat pocket if you're a medical professional. A lot of you are. I get messages all the time. How do I do this at work? I don't have time to eat. So I'm going to tell you what I used to do. If you've never heard this before, get ready to laugh because this is the funniest thing. I still laugh about it. But I did it for over a year. I used to keep the bars, the fuelings, in my lab coat pocket. And when I worked on the floor in the hospital, I would literally excuse myself, run to the bathroom, and look like a drug addict, close the door, turn on the bathroom light, and eat my fueling as fast as I could. Because you can't eat food at the nurse's station. You can't, especially now with COVID, you've got all that PPE on. If you're a medical professional working in a hospital or an office, or if you're a teacher and you're out there working, or whatever job you have, if it's one of those jobs that you can't eat while you're working, there's no excuse. Run to the bathroom. No one's going to tell you can't use the bathroom, but they don't have to know that you're eating in there. So keep a stash with you. I have a little bag in my trunk. It's a gym bag, and I used to keep my gym equipment in there. Right now, I have an entire 7 days worth of fuelings in that bag in my trunk. Pretty much bars and the cinnamon sticks. I think they're great. They're portable. I'm never without one. I have one or two always in my console. I have them in my pocketbook, my work bag. I'm telling you, keep them everywhere. And if you visit family, like if you go visit your parents or something, keep a box of fuelings at that person's house. So this way, if you ever run out of the door and you forget it, you always have something. You could also try having a lean and green at a different time. Have it for breakfast. Have your lean and green for breakfast. Make my French fouillon. Go back and look up my French fouillon video tutorial. It's French toast, Optavia style, without using bread. It is such a great recipe, and it happened to happen by accident, but it's a wonderful way to start your day. Filling, you're stuffed. You can definitely go 3 hours at least after eating that fueling. All right. If you guys have any good tips that any of us can use, please leave them in the comments. I love learning from you. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I am here to share my experience, share some information, but I also love hearing back from you. So if you leave in the comments your favorite weight loss tips, I would love to read them, and maybe I can make an updated video and include one of your tips. All right, guys, so I'm going to end the video here. Have a wonderful day, and as I always say, we can do this. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. As long as we do it together. This is you and I together. All right? Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.